right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Professional Time Wasters podcast. I'm joined once again by Coolshirt.
Hello, hello, hello.
And man, it really sucks when good companies make bad decisions.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh man. So I feel like recently, every single time we make we record a podcast episode and we praise something when it comes to like gaming or just culture in general.
You talking about Xbox?
Oh no, I'm just being like overall and just within like a week, maybe sometimes even less.
24 hours.
Yeah, they absolutely do something that destroys the entire episode that we recorded. You know what I mean?
Well, I just they go. I mean, take things in the wrong direction, I would say.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is the Steam machine has been officially like revealed, price, specs, everything, and it's bad.
Oh yeah, it looks awful.
Not now specs wise, it's more disappointing than it is bad, is what I'll say. You know?
Yeah, like it's not like I think the machine itself doesn't really like make me upset that like its performance isn't like the best of the best or anything, but like it's not going to be able to compete with like a PlayStation 5.
And that's the real issue. Is it's not. Let's actually let me phrase it like this. Let's get the elephant out of the room right now. This thing is not meant to compete with a PC. And
No.
If you want it to be a PC, I've got some bad news for you. That's not what this is trying to be. This is trying to.
I mean, it kind of is. It's trying to do both. It's just like what you can do with the Steam Deck. It's basically, but I do want to interject and basically say that like, regardless of how well this thing does, it's going to dramatically increase the market share for Linux.
Yeah.
And shoot it up and give Microsoft massive competition on the OS market, which is interesting. I don't think Linux is ever going to beat Microsoft in that ever, because I don't think that's even physically possible. But the open source thing is starting to become a lot more popular. And more people are willing to try it. And the Steam machine is very stable, which is nice. So
yeah, I mean, we'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment about that because I mean, I really like Linux and I've been really passionate about that recently.
Yeah, no, definitely. But dude, the thing that's even wilder, you know, we joked at one point about in the future, like consoles just keep taking away
features.
This doesn't have.
Yeah, I know.
This doesn't have a disc drive. It wasn't okay when Xbox or when PlayStation did it, and it's not okay here. You know, it's more understandable here, but it's not okay here.
It's absolutely understandable. I don't really think that I don't think they were ever expected to have a disc drive with the Steam machine.
I mean, it would be nice, like at least just for movies and music. You know,
it would be. I agree.
But what I will say is I made the joke that right now it's a console with no disc drive. Soon it'll be a console with no games, like that Skeletor video. But in the future, it's a console with no controller. And holy fucking shit.
You have to pay like an extra, like, was it like $80 or whatever for like a controller?
So no, like you can use any controller you have.
Yeah, it's true. You can use whatever controller you already own. And you can buy third-party stuff as well. Like, it's not that bad. And it has wireless Bluetooth and everything, and it's like apparently pretty high quality. So like,
you can
also
have a Bluetooth
capable
controller.
Yeah, MNK is capable of everything as well. But I think the intention for this is not really to be a desktop style computer. It's more to be like a home media sort of type of computer, like a console. It's supposed to function like a console.
Be a console. It's supposed to bring.
Yeah, it's the marketing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to bring console convenience with Steam's library and PC like performance. And the problem is, and to me, why it looks like it fails at all of that is you lost. Or you're failing at the one thing that always made consoles like apart or like kind of different from PC, and that's the price. Now, granted, everyone's doing that right now.
Yeah, it's kind of just a market condition sort of problem at the moment, but I don't think that's a good excuse. Like maybe they should have delayed the launch more if like that was really a huge issue. But like the only thing that would have made this like I feel like a successful price point is like starting price of like $800 is what I was assuming. based on like the price hikes. Like I mean, I was assuming this thing was going to be like like a console style pricing, but consoles now are like $1,000 too. So it's like, okay, like where's like the starting point at? So
Well,
it's like kind
that's
of ridiculous.
that's for the pro models. Let's
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
fair.
The Pro, like your PS5 Pro, right? Isn't it like
Yeah.
900 something bucks or whatever?
Yeah, that's the one that's pushing about $1,000 with taxes, depending on where you live.
Yeah.
So that's that. The Nintendo Switch 2, forget about it. That's its own ecosystem.
It's not even a competitor here. But to be fair, if you want to play those games, I mean, this machine may potentially be one of the best emulated machines on the planet. Yeah, I'm just gonna be real. Like with the like capabilities of Linux, it actually has quite a lot of potential to do well in that department.
Yeah, but that I'm gonna try not to talk about Nintendo this episode. I talk about it too much as
when I say emulation, it doesn't have to just be Nintendo games.
Yeah.
You're the one who brought them up, anyways.
I know, that's why I'm saying I'm trying not to talk about them that much this episode. What you talk about is up to you. No, but
I was just more bringing up emulation because it's more of a general topic, though.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
I'd argue that there's more like old PlayStation and Xbox games that I'm interested in, because like I've been really into...
I'm right there with you on that. Like that's absolutely what I'm interested in as well.
I've been getting off topic a little bit here. I've been really into old Call of Duties recently.
I know you've shown me a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm not talking like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, the one that everyone thinks about.
Oh my gosh, the second coming of Christ.
Yeah, I'm talking like the old World War II Call of Duties that predate World at War. That's what I've really been into. I want to try the old Medal of Honor games, and they're not on Steam. So my options are track down old copies for like...
I found my copy, by the way, of was it the one over by like the one that takes place, I think it's Red Dawn or something like that. It's the one it's like the Pearl Harbor one.
Yeah, the big red
it's
one
good.
Or something. No, that's
it's the one on the GameCube. It's I think it's literally just called like, maybe not Red Dawn. I forget the name of it. It's like, but it's the whole game is basically just Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I've watched a couple videos on it recently, and that kind of stuff. And maybe some older, like, I know you've been getting into Gundam recently. I've been into it for a while, but like there's a lot
I'm
of...
a very new fan.
Yeah. I haven't really
experienced the older games.
The games,
yeah, the older games. Yeah, the older games look way more appealing than the new ones. I'm gonna be real.
and
emulating them may be the best option.
Yeah, because here's the thing with the Steam Deck, and when it comes to like older games, everything's getting so expensive when it comes to not even just gaming, but hobbies in general. And
just buying anything, like you going to the grocery store is expensive.
Yeah, but
it's like really expensive. It's getting ridiculous.
As someone who's like a big fan of older gen consoles, things are like, even retro is getting expensive to where emulation is the future. I hate to say it. It really is. It sucks because of the whole ownership issue. You know, the ownership conundrum. I'm trying to own a lot more of my stuff now, but like, goddamn, it is getting harder and harder for video gaming, especially with all of the people that the grifters that don't see this hobby as a hobby and just play games for fun. They see it as either a job or an investment, you know?
Or a market they can manipulate and turn into an investment.
Yeah.
Through like social media and creating like artificial hype around like a specific type of product to basically to like boost up a specific product and basically manipulate people to spend a lot of money, grow the price of it, make a lot of money off of it, sell out, leave.
Yeah, I mean, and there's
looking at you, Logan Paul.
Yeah, and there's a certain company that, you know, stands above the rest when it comes to their games being incredibly expensive for no fucking reason. And
I thought you said you weren't going to mention them.
I didn't mention them by name.
Yeah.
But like, that's where
fuck you, GTA 6.
There you go. That's where the Steam machine comes in, and like the Steam Deck. But the Steam Deck also got a price increase, and
for the OLED model. Yeah.
Yeah,
which doesn't make it a good excuse though either. I'm just mentioning it is a different model.
They only sell the OLED model now.
Yeah, they don't even have the option for the LCD. Which I'll be real, like I have the LCD one, and don't even really want the OLED model. I'm happy with the LCD model. I think it runs perfect. Like it runs all the games I want exactly how I want them.
Yeah, I mean, I have the OLED model. I got the OLED 1 terabyte. I love it.
Yeah.
I also have a 1 terabyte like micro SD card with it's like the super fast one, like the newest fucking one.
Yeah.
And like I'm incredibly lucky to have that. I'm not saying that you need this to play games.
Yeah,
but,
don't go out and buy it now because God, the price of that shit's insane.
Oh no, I bought it for like $100, and now that micro SD card is like 300.
It's like what I was gonna say. It's like 300 or 400 probably nowadays, right?
Yeah, and
yeah, any storage, like like it doesn't matter what type of storage device it is. Like storage and memory is like crazy high right now.
Yeah, storage and memory is the newest thing, and it's a mixture of that, the chip shortage that's still going on, the RAM shortage. That's why the Steam machine is the price that it is. And Valve came out and said that's why it is the price that it is, and they have no incentive to sell at a loss, which is a real shame. You know, I remember when consoles were loss leaders, you know?
Yeah.
When the console was there to get you through the door. And
I'll be real, I bet they're still selling it at a loss, which is even crazy to say.
No, they came out and said that they're not selling it at a loss.
Oh, okay, they are. Okay.
Now, if they're making a profit, that they didn't say that.
Well, obviously,
but
I mean,
they're at
like,
least,
regardless of like obviously with the pricing of it, I don't think they're trying to become a loss leader, but I don't think it's going to be profitable with the price point it's at. I'll be real.
Yeah, I honestly think that when it comes to like the Steam machine and what Valve is doing, I don't think that the actual thing that they're pushing for is to get you to buy a Steam machine, to get you into a Steam kind of like ecosystem. I think like what you said earlier is they want to push a like
Steam
get
OS.
everyone onto Steam OS. Because I think what I find more interesting is the launch of Steam OS just like as a broader thing, you know,
as like a free operating system. I mean, like, it's a free Linux distro. I mean, like, it's not like its own operating system.
Yeah,
let's get real here. It's literally just Arch Linux, but with a bunch of security and like specific software emplacements that Steam specifically curated. That is exactly what Steam OS is. It's a great operating system. I've seen a lot of stuff about it, and I love using it on the Steam Deck. It's great. Like genuinely, and like as somebody who like I use a lot of Arch Linux on my laptop, it's great and it has a lot of the same functionality. So it's familiar territory.
Yeah, and the thing that makes it great is the fact that, like you said, they're never going to be able to knock off Microsoft. I'm curious because I think they might be able to, not in the near future, but at some point.
In the long term, because people hate Microsoft. Because Microsoft has just continuously made it brutal to stay on Windows. And I'm sure you can agree with me on this. Like with Windows 11 especially. Ugh.
I'm neutral on it because
I've modified Windows 11 to where it's usable for me because I like the functionality of modding my video games and stuff like that, and that's something that's not as supported on Linux. Only reason I haven't swapped my main setup to Linux is literally that. Like that's actually the only thing holding me back. It's literally just mods.
For me, it's there are certain games you cannot play on Linux. One of them.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of multiplayer games you can't play, but I don't play any of those.
One of them, one of the last two bastions that were keeping me on Windows is dead. So
yeah, I was gonna say it just died. So
yeah, so there's
that's one of them. I was gonna say Destiny 2, right?
Yeah, but
rip in the chat.
The thing is, we want Destiny 3. The thing is,
put it in the algorithm.
There you go. The thing is, what keeps people on Windows 11 and like the Windows platform is, one, it comes pre-installed on like mostly everything that isn't an Apple or a Chromebook, and it's simple.
If you're anything else, you have Linux on it. It's
simple. Like it is really simple. And the thing that I like about SteamOS is it's just Linux, but it's making Linux simple,
accessible. Yeah. And like it's making it to where you can home drive it like you would an operating system like Windows, and like something like Linux Mint that's more like user friendly, and you don't have to get your hands dirty in the terminal as much, which as a dabbling in my like use of Linux. Like using the terminal is the easiest way to use it, obviously, but I don't think that's going to be that's not a path forward for getting Linux on more desktops or on just any more computers and stuff like that. Not everybody's a software developer. Not everybody does like coding and interacts with that type of world like I do.
Yeah.
And you have to make it accessible to everyone, and like you have to be able to, become compatible with certain software. And the thing is with Linux, the world's kind of your oyster because like, you can technically access all software you want just by using virtual machines, but that's besides the point. And just loading Windows from your Linux machine, and no one's in the wiser. But anyways,
yeah, and
that's a lot more complicated to set up, but I mean it's still fun though.
I don't feel that there's enough people talking about that and the potential.
There's a voice in the YouTube community that has absolutely steam rocketed the Linux growth, and that'd be PewDiePie. I have to give him credit. Like he's been, not only has he made getting into Linux like a very popular topic recently, but on top of that he's been like really like a huge voice in the AI department with like hosting your own AI instead of like sending your data to these like AI companies and stuff like that, which has been really, he like made this cool tool called like Odysseus or something like that. I think I was showing you about that at one point.
Yeah.
Super duper interesting. Like, I mean, definitely go check out PewDiePie's channel and see all this content because he's the one who made all of the software. But it's really, really cool.
Yeah. Well, no, what I mean by like people aren't really talking about it is I've seen all the videos. The algorithm picks it up. That's why most creators do it, because this is a very money driven and algorithm based like internet that we live in now. But the only thing I see is people complaining about the price that the Steam machine is, instead of talking about like, yeah, I get it. Complain about the price, because maybe if you complain enough, maybe if enough people don't buy it, they lower the price, because that's how a functioning market works. But like,
yeah,
I don't see enough people talking about the release of SteamOS. And yes, it's not the full release because it is locked behind certain PC components right now. But it's
only compatible with certain hardware, but there's a way to get beyond that.
And I mean, the updates
it's not
are
that
coming.
hard, and their updates are going to be coming probably pretty quickly as years go by. It's going to become a lot more accessible to a lot of machines, and it's going to be great. I really want to turn one of my old computers into a SteamOS machine where I can basically just, instead of buying a Steam machine, I can just turn that thing into a SteamOS, launch big picture mode, and not have to like interact with a lot of different things, download a bunch of games on there and emulators and stuff like that, and just turn that into basically a custom Steam machine.
Yeah.
I just have to make sure that it's got NVIDIA graphics card support, but that's the only thing I'm really waiting on, is just like the hardware capabilities and things like that. And the thing is, I don't actually need it to be SteamOS. I could just run any Linux operating system and do something like that, or even Windows. But like, I like the functionality of the SteamOS and the way it like operates and stuff like that in its like specific modes. So I'd rather just use that because it's very versatile. I can even include offsite like programs and stuff like that, like your emulators and your like offsite games, like your Minecraft, things like that I want to play, and just put it on there.
Yeah.
Because like, who doesn't want to play Minecraft? Let's get real here.
Yeah, who doesn't want to play Minecraft? Who doesn't want to play old, like old Pokemon games, old Zelda games,
old Castlevania games for me? But I mean, yeah.
I've been a big fan of like Call of Duty 3, which never released on PC. You know, things of that nature. I know a lot of people don't like it. I'm still a big fan of Honkai Star Rail. Something you can't play on Linux. Things of that nature.
That stuff is getting better with Proton, because the moment more of these things get added to Steam, that opens up the ability to, kind of circumvent things with Proton, which I'm really excited that like Zenless Zero just got added recently. I know we're gotcha gooners over here talking about our gotcha games, but the more games that get added to Steam opens up the possibility of playing them on Linux.
Yeah.
Which is really, really interesting. And to be fair, it increases the profit margins for those companies because it just opens up a whole new user base. So
yeah, I mean, I recently installed ZZZ on Steam.
I'm gonna install mine on my Steam Deck probably. Just gonna be real.
Yeah, and like
I already have an account, so why not?
We said it a couple episodes ago. I think it was even last episode.
The
Steam machine's too expensive. Do not buy a Steam machine.
Buy an old Steam Deck.
I meant Steam Deck, not Steam machine.
Yeah.
in my personal opinion, either buy it used or look into one of the like Ace, like the Xbox ROG Ally, or the I think it's like the Acer, or not Acer, the what, the same ones that make that ROG Ally thing.
So there's the ROG Ally, and then there's the like ROG like Ally that they did a collaboration with Xbox for. So there's like multiple different like
Yeah,
handheld devices. So there's a lot of different options with the Asus like Republic of Gamers like
Aces.
handheld
That's what I was
stuff.
looking for.
That's the brand, yeah, and they've been around for a while. And I actually highly recommend this product as well because I've heard a lot of great reviews about it. But you can actually put SteamOS on there.
Yeah, that's
Funny
why I
enough,
was gonna say
that's
you
what
can
you were
put,
going to get into. Yeah, I
yeah,
was going to say you can just slap SteamOS on there,
and
and
buy a
it
used one.
functions like a Steam Deck. Yeah, just buy a used one.
Buy used. You don't need to buy new. When I was growing up, and my favorite
I even bought
console,
recent graphics cards new. Used. I mean, sorry.
well, when I was growing up,
Yeah,
I didn't have a job because I was a kid. But 99% of my video game consoles were used. There
literally, I think all of mine are used, including the new ones I've purchased.
The only time that I have gotten new consoles, funny enough, the newest console, quote unquote, that I got, that I don't count the Switch because that's just was
I
a,
got mine used. Funny enough, I actually bought that one from a friend.
yeah, was a 3DS, which a friend gifted me.
I think I bought my brother's 3DS from him because I just didn't buy a 3DS when I was growing up. Because like I just moved on into like I wasn't really doing a lot of DS gaming and whatnot, so I just kind of whenever he was done with it, I just decided to buy it off him.
Well, all my old, like my 3DSs and DSs before that were all used.
Yeah, that's fair. I remember my DS Lite was brand new. I remember because like, there were certain ones I bought or got it like as Christmas presents that were like new consoles. I can only name 3 consoles I've ever owned that I remember getting new in box. The Xbox One, the Xbox 360. It was the Xbox 360 Slim specifically, and then there was the DS Lite. Those are the 3 consoles I remember getting brand new. Everything else was used or hand me downs or stuff like that.
Yeah, there was.
But they were all great quality and lasted me forever. Like still, like my DS Lite still works, even though they hit like the little freaking what is it? The I don't know it's like the middle thing or whatever. I forget what it's called.
The
They like
hinge?
the hinge. Yeah, I was gonna say hinge. Yeah, that it's completely snapped, broken. It's just like you can flip it up.
Well,
It does not.
you want to know something funny?
What?
Is people actually, I recently found out about this, and this is completely off topic, but I don't care. People
We're
act,
kind of rambling.
yeah.
So
Well, no, we've been slightly on topic. People
we're
actually,
talking about console still.
people actually, whenever your DS Lite breaks from the hinge, people just get rid of the top, and I believe on Etsy you can get like a 3D print that covers the thing, and they just use it as a Game Boy.
Like a 2DS or like a Game Boy.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and people call it the Game Boy Macro. The only thing you don't get is sound from it because the speakers were on top, but it still has the headphone jack, which you can plug into speakers.
Yeah, you can do that. That's actually not that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, I found out that recently.
If
So,
I ever track down where it's at, because it's like in storage, I might try doing something like that with it.
and
But I kind of doubt that I will ever dig it up.
yeah, but back to Steam and all of this. That's
Yeah,
I was excited for the Steam machine. I thought it would be cool. You know, I wanted to get one.
I'm still kind of excited about it, to be honest, just because of like what it means for the future of like Linux gaming, at least. But as like a price point for like a console like experience, I'm definitely disappointed on that side, but I'm not surprised. Is the sad thing to say.
Yeah, but the one thing also that really does kind of disappoint me with it is you're charging a premium price for a console and you don't get the full console experience, especially nowadays, with how developers just don't seem to want to optimize their games for PC, where the console versions will be a lot more stable. You don't get that because well, it's a PC. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it is a computer, and you're absolutely right. A lot of game companies are not optimizing for PC, and you have entire companies like Sony who are trying to divert a lot of their attention away from PC and more on their just home device, like going forward and whatnot. So
Yeah, and mind you, all of this is only a problem because of the price. A lot of these issues could be like forgiven really, because like everything has issues. Every single console has issues. PC has issues. Everything has issues. But you can forgive a lot of things because there's a lot of pros and of course there's still cons. But the Steam machine to me at this price point, the cons will always outweigh the pros, not because it's not a good device, but because of what it's trying to compete with, you know?
Yeah, and like, and I can't even say that I could build a computer that for cheaper than that because I physically couldn't.
I think you
That would perform to a certain degree like it.
I
I
think you
don't know if
could.
I could. Like,
I
I
think
might with all used parts, yes. With new parts, no.
I think with a mixture you could.
I could probably get to a similar. I mean, with $1,000, I mean, especially without the controller. The thing is they're like, it's just not realistic to do a 512 gigs. I just thought that was kind of insulting. I was like, the lower model should have at least been a terabyte, at least in today's like gaming atmosphere with how big like games are and whatnot. Like, you buy a Steam machine and you want to download one fucking Call of Duty game, and you're basically just sacrificing your entire library.
Yeah,
It
but
does have the expandable SD card slot on the front, but still, I don't think that's great.
I mean, I've been looking at Steam DB a lot recently, and I've noticed that the types of games that are up there in terms of player count, and a lot of them are not what I would call like incredibly intensive games or even like large games, you know? And on
Yeah.
on top of all of that, when it comes to like your storage, I do understand storage is expensive, especially like NVMe's, but
Oh yeah.
it's not an excuse. I do agree, but I once again, it's the price. It
Yeah, the price.
all
It's the
comes back
that
to the
price point is
price.
just like, what the fuck? It's like, okay, you expect me to pay $1,000 and or more than $1,000 for a console that doesn't even have like enough storage to like play more than like 2 to 3 like really large titles that are
Yeah.
like big AAA games, sort of thing. Like obviously, like there's other like you can get AAA games nowadays that are
You can
not
pack it full of
ridiculous.
indies,
Oh yeah, you could have like 400 indies probably, and like or like tons of different games,
but
just
you're
depending on like what size and like shape they are.
but indie games, once again, I've said this before, I'll say this till the end of time. Indie games are their own niche, and indie games
Yeah,
mostly don't have the same kind of staying power or that AAA games have. AAA games are they demand a higher price for a reason, you know. Also, this thing's being advertised as a console. It's and I don't understand what the real drive is going to be. Like, if you're gonna say, all right, we want to compete more closely with Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation, what's your hook, Valve? What games are you gonna say are gonna be exclusive for you? You haven't made a new Team Fortress. Half-Life is dead. Portal is dead. Deadlock, your thing that has no fucking release date, is that what you're pushing? You're gonna be pushing Deadlock compared to what, Marvel Rivals and fucking Overwatch, Dota, like Dota
Apex
2's
Legends.
Apex Legends. You've got all these free to play things that work on these consoles that are cheaper. What are you pushing here? You do not have the Nintendo. Like, here's the
To be
Nintendo
fair,
thing.
there are a lot of specific Valve games that are still pretty popular, like your Counter Strikes and stuff like that. But also, nobody plays Counter Strike on a fucking controller. Let's get real here.
Nobody plays Counter Strike. It's a gambling
You're
simulator.
right. Absolutely. Well, I mean, the people who actually play the game are just in there gambling. They're just like, queuing up. It's pretty bad. I'm
No,
gonna be real.
it's
And I love Counter Strike like gameplay and whatnot. I always enjoyed the like PvP aspect of it.
I love Portal. I think Portal is still a game that every single person that plays video games should experience at some point. But
I agree.
and I'm going to be honest with you too. Team Fortress 2, something I haven't played, is the birthplace of hero shooters. You know, so that also has some sort of staying power, I suppose.
Some might even say the best hero shooter.
Yeah, but
I would be that person.
look,
I would say that.
yeah, look, we give Nintendo a lot of shit, but they still have first party games. They actively put out first party games. Valve doesn't do that. Valve doesn't
I don't
have,
think they ever will going forward. I mean, I know deadlock exists, but like I think that they've kind of stepped away from that as like a business model anyways.
and that's when you're selling a console, when you're selling a platform, that is kind of a necessity. I mean, PlayStation's going back to their exclusives. Xbox, yes, they're putting their stuff on PC and Steam and all that, but it's still coming to, their stuff exclusively, And
Yeah.
that's a driving factor. I mean, people buy Switch 2s not because they're the next like most powerful console. They're not buying it to play Cyberpunk or Fallout or all that. They're buying it to play Nintendo stuff. And you don't have that, Steam. So why is your console so expensive? We know why. It's because parts are expensive.
It's because, well, I mean, parts are expensive. There's an artificial sort on all these devices and parts and whatnot because of these companies and everything that are just constantly selling to each other at marked up prices to basically increase their profit margins and overvaluing their assets.
That's part of the reason you also have, I would say, consumers that are just uninformed and are just buying things because they want it. They're not patient. They're not smart. And then, of course, you have the bad actors, the scalpers, the resellers, the people that overvalue what they have. And this all boils down to one word, and it's greed.
Yep.
And we can do an entire episode talking about greed. We probably will at some point. But
I think we talk about it quite a lot.
yeah. But the main issue when it comes down to this is there's also greed involved here with the pricing. 100% is. I mean, Valve's been getting sued a lot. They need to recoup money at some point. Is this possibly going into making the Steam machine more expensive? Maybe. But I have never seen, well, actually I have, but let me rephrase that. I've only seen one company build up nothing but absolute, just amazing goodwill to just shatter it back to back like this. And the other thing to wrap all of this up that kind of has to do with Valve is, did you hear that they're discontinuing physical gift cards
for Steam gift cards and whatnot? That's stupid.
Yeah, so they're discontinuing them, and the reason why is because
why?
So the reason that they give is because they cannot combat the rampant scamming that has been happening with their cards. And they claim this is how it happens: is people will go to the store, rip the little silver thing off, write down codes, and then re-put that little silver thing back on, and then just sit on it until it's purchased, and then redeem it onto their account. Now, you're probably thinking, Fire, why the hell is this even worth talking about? Because, well, let me tell you this. A reason why I want to talk about this to wrap this episode up is because Steam has really good sales. And they're maybe not amazing, but they have good sales. And there's a little hack that I myself like to do, which is whenever the Steam sale comes out, I like to go to Sam's Club or Costco, take your pick, and they sell gift cards for slightly cheaper than everywhere else. Coolshirt, you have a slight echo. And you can get like a $50 Steam gift card for $47. You can get a $30 for $25. You can get, you get them discounted, and that saves you even more money. That's going away, and that pisses me off because it is so blatantly anti-consumer to get rid of stuff like that. Now, how many people are taking advantage of that specific deal? Probably less than 1%. There's a lot of hoops you got to jump through just to get that, but it affects me. And you know how it is with people. If it affects them, that's when they finally start caring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this came off the heels of the price increases of the products, and it pissed me off. Just because people are quote unquote scamming with it. People scam with Apple gift cards. People scam with Google Play gift cards. You don't see Apple or Google getting rid of their gift cards. Xbox has it. They're not getting rid of theirs.
Yeah.
PlayStation has it. They're not getting rid of theirs. It just, to me, it's anti-consumer.
I agree, because I mean that also takes away the option of like your family member like being able to like buy you a Steam gift card for like Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like that's something that a lot of people like. I mean, I've personally received that as a gift before.
Dude, I wish I would get gifts like that. Like, coming from a family that only gives nothing but gift cards to me for like the past like 20 plus years of my fucking life. I would have
Trust me,
killed.
it's what I get a lot of the time, anyways.
I would kill for that instead of just, fucking 50 different gift cards to stores that I never would ever
Don't go to. Yeah, I was gonna say I love getting gift cards to places I never go to.
Like, as a gamer, the worst thing you can get is like a bunch of $20 gift cards to different fucking stores,
Yeah.
because you ain't getting shit. The only other good ones are like Walmart gift cards, because you could get gas with that. That was peak.
I've never actually gotten a Walmart gift card before.
I used to get them all the time.
I always get Target, and I never go to Target. That's the worst thing. I'm just like, ugh. And I'll hold on to it for like half the year, and like the one time I go to Target, I'm like, oh yeah, I have a gift card.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff at Target, but it doesn't matter.
There is, but I just don't go very often. There's not really a point for me.
Just because you're a man.
Exactly.
Men don't shop at Target. And when
Exactly,
when they do, it's only to buy video games and Legos. Changed my mind.
Yeah, I only go there for Legos. That's all I'm ever there for.
Yeah.
Me and my brother will walk in, go to the Lego section, and then we walk out. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the only spot we would go to.
That's the same with me. So do you want to talk about the Steam controller?
I think it looks cool, but it's way overpriced.
There you go. All right, that's the Steam controller.
Anyways, yeah, there you go. That's the Steam controller.
It got scalped to high hell. They did one thing pretty good, but
I like the technology of like the joysticks and stuff like that. It looks like a pretty good innovation on that type of technology. It's overpriced still, just like the console, so it's like, eh.
Yeah.
It should have been bundled with the console regardless, especially for the price that they're selling it for.
Yeah. There's a really good wired Xbox controller that you can get for like $50 to $60. It has the back buttons, it has everything, and it actually, the joysticks it uses prevents it from getting stick drift. Just buy that. I'll link it in the description. It's through Amazon. We're not affiliated with it, but if it's a good controller. I like it. I replaced my Elite controller with it recently. So, yeah.
Interesting.
It's a nice controller. And
I still use my Elite controller.
Now, my Elite controller is now like my travel controller that I use for my Steam Deck.
I see.
Because I bought like a dock and everything for it.
I just use the controller on the Steam Deck.
Well, I mainly use it when I dock my Steam Deck.
I don't think I've ever docked my Steam Deck.
I've docked it a couple times.
What do you used to dock it with? Just like some like USB-C cable or something like that?
I mean, you could use that, but no, like you just go on Amazon or your preferred shopping place of choice and just buy a Steam Deck dock.
Yeah.
And most of them come with like, it's just a USB-C like thing that goes into the charging thing. You can use it to charge or whatever, but it also, the one I have has like the it has HDMI, it has the Ethernet cable that you can plug into the dock, and it has USB ports for like, you can connect your controller, you can connect your keyboard, you can connect your mouse, all that stuff. So
nice.
Yeah. But I think on that note, I think we're done here. You got anything you want to say?
It's disappointing, market we live in today, but maybe things will eventually get better. I doubt it, but yippee.
It was disappointing to hear about the price of the Steam Deck for me, but I'm excited about the Steam OS. I think it sounds really cool. I think that more competition for these companies that have ruled over the market for so long is great. Steam is not a monopoly. Do not be lied to by these people. Do not believe them. Steam is not a monopoly. They just make a damn good fucking product, and everyone else is either too lazy, too greedy, or just too stupid to make something that can actually compete. Or complacent. Yep. Complacent's another one.
That's true.
And on that note, thank you for watching this far in. Links in the description. There's that controller for some odd reason if you need a new controller. There's Twitter, there's Spotify, there's all that. Thank you all. like, share, subscribe, all that BS as well.
Leave a comment.
Yeah, tell me, I don't know, what game you're playing. I don't know, whatever.
Tell us if you're gonna buy the Steam machine.
Please don't buy the Steam machine. Not new at least. Or at least wait for it to go on sale.
You should buy it from a scalper for $2,000. Actually, I feel like that's being generous. $2,500. My bad.
You should buy it from your local sketchy dude behind the KFC dumpster.
Yeah,
that's how you know you're getting quality. Now that I say this, I'm genuinely curious if it is cheaper to buy a Steam Deck and then scalp the parts individually, or just scalp the Steam Deck.
I scalp the parts. The Steam Deck itself. Because I feel like it's kind of designed like in a proprietary way where it's all in like a tiny little box. It's kind of hard to use some of that hardware on other devices. Yeah. Not impossible, but it's not like convenient.
Yeah, that's true. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves and have a good one.
Yep.